I am going to be interviewing Supermom, so I'll give her a chance to introduce herself and we'll get started.
Yeah, hi guys, hi everybody. Thanks for coming. My name is Super Mom Go. I don't know what else I should say.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll start off. You
Okay.
know, tell us a little bit about your channel, like what you do.
Okay, so my channel, guys. I was a busy mom, so I decided to spend some time and stuff with the boys, my boys. So I do a lot of like fun games with them and do a challenges with them. But now I'm doing a lot of live because my goal is to get monetized. So I'm doing a lot of live. But starting next month, I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with them as well. Basically,
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
So what things do you do on your channel? Like,
So we do like science experiment. We do a couple of challenges, and sometimes I do like some blogging. Sometimes we go to the movies or to the beach or wherever we go. Sometimes I try to blog while I bring my stuff. Sorry, that's my son. He just took.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I know, sometimes you have your sons in there, like, what do they add to the channel?
Or that I excitement, especially my youngest son. He loves to entertain people. So I think starting from 2020, I'm gonna have his own channel, just super acres. But they bring excitement and just to create memories with them, basically. Maybe 10 or 20 years from now, they can look back and say, hey, look at this challenge we did. Look at this, the fun places we went and all the experiment, just to leave something behind, for them to kind of look back on.
Okay, so what made you decide to create this channel, Supermom Go?
So the name Supermom Go were given to one of my friend, because sometimes I'm not home all the I always in and out. I in a lot of activities. I in some church activities, lady group. I and working a lot, so I always like in and out. And then one day, one of my friends said, "Man, Supermom," she said, "Man, you are always on the go. You are Supermom Go." So that's why I got the name from Supermom Go, because I never home. I always on the go. Even my neighbor said that, "Wow, you never home. You always in and out." And also, I got the boys involved in a lot of activities as well. I try to keep them busy, you know. So I'm always on the run. I guess always on the go.
Okay, yeah, I mean, of course, I noticed that you're not necessarily, it doesn't, from your accent, it doesn't sound like you were born in America. So, like,
Hmm.
would you like to say, give us
Oh
where
yeah.
you're from?
Hmm. From Liberia, West Africa. I came
Huh.
to the U.S. Yeah, from Liberia, West Africa. I came. We had a civil war in my country. That was like 20 years ago. That's a long time ago, guys. But so my dad used to, when he was little, he used to live with a missionary in Liberia. They adopted him when his parents passed away. So when the war came in my country, they helped my dad to come to the US. So that's how my dad brought us over here. So we were the luckiest one to escape from the Civil War.
Okay.
Mhm.
So. I mean, because I kind of heard about Liberia, like from like I think it was either James Monroe or somebody who had gave some of the slaves opportunity to come back to Africa, but it was to Liberia.
Yes. So what had happened was during the slavery time, we had a lot of free slaves that came from here, from the U.S. And a lot of them went to my country, Liberia, and they lived there. There was a lot of them that migrated to Liberia. So even up to date, they still have, we call them, because they have no tribe. In
Yeah.
Liberia, we have 12 tribes. So we call them the Congo. The Congo means that they don't have no tribe. So when they came there, they brought all the culture that is over here, they took it to Liberia. So we have a lot of brothers and sisters from here that still live in Liberia.
Okay, so you say like they had like a civil war. What kind of started the civil war and like what was that about?
So the Civil War, like every couple of years, we have how in the U.S. you guys we over here we have like every 4 years, people will do elections and they will elect a new president. But in Liberia, sometimes in the African nation, if they become president, they don't want to come out, or when they became the president that was there before, his name was Doe. So Doe has a lot of he had a couple of enemies that was trying to overtake him. So the war started when they started killing, because Doe tribe is the same tribe I'm from. It's Crown. We are the Crown people. It's a certain tribe in Liberia. So they started to kill a lot of our tribes because they were trying to wipe us out and overtake the president at that time, which is Doe. So that's how we tried to leave Liberia as quick as possible because the war was so brutal. So there's this guy that just came on and said, "Oh, we're gonna go and overthrow this president. I'm gonna be president right now." So he had a couple of guys with him, and they just create chaos in Liberia.
So like was the dole was that the people or was that the president?
Oh, Dole was the president at that time.
Okay. So
Mm.
like kind of like the civil war you had was kind of like similar to the Tutsi genocide, so to speak.
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. And I mean I see like your sons that were your sons like did they were they born in America or did they come there later? I mean if
Yeah,
you
but all my boys were born here. So my oldest were, I was well, when we came here, the missionary that adopted my dad, they live in Michigan. So when we came here, the U.S. government, we got settled in Providence, Rhode Island, and we were there for a couple of years trying to get all our paperwork and our green card and all that stuff. And then when we got there, my dad was living in Michigan, so we ended up in Michigan. But while we're in Massachusetts, so I was in Providence, then I moved to Massachusetts because my sister decided not to come to Michigan. She don't like Michigan. So
yeah.
I was there. I met Super Dad, and we have Super Akers, Hensty, I mean. So Hanson was born in Massachusetts, and Super Akers were born in Michigan.
So was he from Liberia as well or was he from somewhere else or was he
Yeah, he's from Liberia as well.
okay, so was he like a were you like a refugee? I mean, I don't know if that's the correct.
Yeah, I was a refugee. I was in college. At one time I was in college, and my friend that I know at that time, she knew she knew Super Dad. So she said, "Oh my God, you guys from the same country?" I think you guys should, start talking, and you guys never know where things gonna go. So that's how we got introduced by a mutual friend. Was
Okay.
a refugee, and I
So
was a refugee.
so have so you've been in Michigan like all the time you're there, or you know just like Providence and then eventually coming to Michigan.
Yeah, we were at Providence first. That's where the U.S. Government put us. We were in Providence, and then I think we were there for about I think 5 years or so. We were there. We got all our paperwork, and my dad was living here in Michigan, so we moved. So after
So what? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
so after we got our papers, we moved here to my dad in Michigan.
Okay. So what was that like? You know, coming to a a different country and having to kind of start over again.
Oh my God, it was a culture shock. There's a lot of stuff that you guys have here that we don't have back in Liberia. So there's a lot of stuff I saw. I'm like, wow. The first thing that I was very impressed about is getting your driver lesson at the age of 17. And in Liberia, as a 17-year-old, you don't have a lesson. You have to be maybe 20 or 21,
Wow.
okay, to get your lesson. So I was pretty excited. I'm like, oh my God, you mean I can get my lesson at the age of 17? So that was pretty cool. That was really, really cool. And also, another culture shock was that when I came here, I saw that, I came here when I was 16. So I had my first job. In Liberia, when you are 16, I mean, sometimes you see people helping their parents and stuff like that to run a business or to sell some food on the street. But for you to have a regular job is unheard of. So I was very excited to get my first job. And I remember, guys, my first paycheck, what I will never forget this. It was $250. So $250, that equal $250 in Liberia dollar, that equal, I think, about that's a 2 grand at that back then. So I went to school. So I went to high school, and I was telling everybody, this is funny, guys. I was telling everybody, I said, oh my God, I'm rich. I have so much money. And then one of the girls said, one of the my friends said, "How much do you have?" I said, "Oh my God, I just got paid and I'm rich." She said, "How much you have?" I said, 250. She goes, "That's not." She goes, "That's nothing. What are you talking about? 200?" Oh my God. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Why? What do you mean? That's a lot of money in my country." She said, "Well, that's not a lot of money here." So,
Yeah.
hmm
So what were you gonna say?
so after actually yeah, so I came home. I felt so, when she told me, she said, "Oh, it's not a lot of money." So I came home. My dad was here for about I think 8 years before we joined him. So I was asking my dad about, I'm like, I went to school, and I told this girl, I'm rich. I have all this money, and she told me 250 is nothing. So he sat me down, and he begins to explain to me a lot of stuff that were happening here. He was trying to explain to me, like, you guys' culture and everything that was, he was trying to update me basically, because he did not want for people to make fun out of me, because I was so clueless. I was so clueless. Man, I would go like in the to people home, and oh my God, running. I mean, I was just like, oh, so because we don't have this stuff back. So
Right.
everything I saw, I was so excited, guys. Even that's why, even when you get to know me, I get so excited about little things, because if you come from somewhere that you are like laying on the street or sleeping, basically on nothing, to You come here and you just to have a couch. It's a so everything I saw everything as a blessing. And the kids were saying they couldn't understand me at that time because I was like, oh my God, I got this and I was so excited.
Yeah, now thinking about it, when you came here, I mean, did you already have like an understanding of English, or did it take you time to learn the English language? Because I'm sure you probably spoke different languages, where you were from. So,
Yeah, we have different tribe, but in Liberia we have what they call it's kind of like an English, but not For example, like when I want to say hi, I will say hello. No, I will say how you doing, man. It's a different kind of sound. Kind of we consider it,
like like a slang.
yeah, yeah, stuff like that. But when people
Okay.
are talking in Liberia English, we call it Liberia English. But some of the folks here they don't understand it. So I have to kind of learn it proper English, I can say, to kind of fit in because when you come to a new culture, you gotta learn the language and you gotta learn how to speak like them, for you to actually fit in. So I was learning English, like the way you guys speak, or just try to learn things for me to try to better understand the culture and the language here.
Okay. So you already had like someone that grasped English language. It just kind of took you time to adjust to uh how they speak here or something.
Yes, yes. Hmm.
Okay. So let me see. I'm about to see if I got some more questions for you. Let's see. So okay, what about okay, I think I got one. Okay, so like when you going, going to college, like how what was that like when you came there, just coming back
so,
from there?
so when I first, so I went to, so I graduated in Michigan, and my older sister, one of my older sister, she stayed in Providence because she didn't want to move in Michigan. So when I was done with high school in Michigan, I moved there to her, and I went to college there. But the thing, guys, from I have to tell you guys this: my grade in high school was so bad because the thing was, I wasn't focusing on school. I was just trying to get a job and trying to help my parents out. So my grade was not up there. But when I decided to go to college. I remember I went to the college, and the guy saw my grade. He goes, "I don't think you can. I don't think you will be able to, go here." I said, "Just give me a chance." So I explained my situation to them. I said, I can do it, but because I was a teen. I was trying to. We just came from Africa, and I was trying to help my parents, to pay the bills and everything. But and he said, okay, we're gonna give you some chance, and you have to take some tests and stuff. He said you have to take some tests and everything, and then we'll go from there. So I studied so hard, guys. I studied at those tests, and I passed with flying colors. So I got good grades. I think it was English and math, entries English and math, and I did very well in that. So that's how I began and to go to college. And then one thing too, this was a culture shock to me as well, is the financial aid. So I got qualified for financial aid, and I remember after I paid for my college, I have about, I think it was 2011, and I was so excited, man. So I took and bought my first car with it. Hmm.
Okay, so when you went to college, what did you get a degree in?
Oh, nursing. I want to call it to
Mm.
be. Yes,
Oh, also you're so a nurse. Okay.
yeah, I'm a nurse. Yeah, I'm a
What
nurse.
what,
Oh,
what
I love.
okay, what I was saying, what inspired you to do that, to be a
Oh,
nurse?
I remember my mother as a young age when my grandmom uh, was sick. She took care of my grandmom and stuff like that. So seeing that as a little girl, I always, for some reason, I have passion of taking care of people. So everywhere I work, even when I came here, all the job I did, it was something got to do with either taking care of people or working in the nursing or doing something. So that, it just kind of inspired me to be a nurse because my mom she actually wasn't a nurse, but she was paid, but she took care of, the way I saw her took care of my grandma and so well. And I say, you know what? A lot of people out there need some good care. And, so I'm gonna do the same thing as she did for my grandma. So that's inspired me to become a nurse.
Okay, okay, yeah, and now thinking about it, uh, I know like you stream, you're always so happy, full of life. So what makes you, feel that way? Is it because of what you went through and it's like appreciation, like what
Yes,
exactly?
yes. And when we went through, guys, and it's like when you be, I encourage. I remember when I was in high school, I went to the guidance counselor and I told them, I said, you guys need to do have like a charity that will have kids from the school will go back in those third world country. So when they go there, they see things, and when they come back here, they really appreciate life because it's like during the war, it was very brutal. During the war, we walked for miles and miles, escaping for our life, and so to come to a place, to come to the U.S. here, it was just such a blessing to be, and it still is. I keep telling people, like someone that this someone some of the guys over here, I would tell them, I would say, you have to be thankful. I said, I always say, I love the U.S. It's one of the best countries, and they keep saying, I'm like, no, guys, you guys have to appreciate what you have, But sometimes you don't appreciate what you have because until you leave your comfort zone and you go see, how people live in another country.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, just I mean, yeah, it's just like you see, so I would see you so full of life, ready to go, and I say, you kind of spread that spread that type of attitude to your children. So
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, so I mean, I think
Yeah, I try to tell the boys a whole lot about the culture and the differences. That we are all, whether we from Africa or we from here, we are all brother and sister, but we just all come from a different background and a different way of, how you call this, the different way that we grow up, but we are all connected. We are all brothers and sisters. What are you white? What are you green? What are you blue? Or not? I always tell my boys, I say, all everybody in the world started from a black lady. you
yeah, that's true. That is true.
know, from Eve. I know. So yeah, so I told her, I said, we are all connected in the circle of life. Some people choose not to believe that, and they think they are superior than others. But sometimes you just kind of look at them, and you feel pity for them, and feel sad. I tell them, I say, instead of you getting mad when somebody try to be prejudiced, you just feel sorry for them because sometimes when you it's sad that people would think that way, that they are superior, or people, another race would think that they are superior than the other race, when we are all all connected, we are all like brothers and sisters.
Yeah, yeah, that's a shame that people have that type of mindset.
Hmm.
Cause like we all share the same blood. I mean, it might look different, but we still we still still bleed the same. We still
That's
feel
right.
emotions.
Hmm.
You know,
Right there.
I mean, we're still humans. So
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, yeah. I guess like I don't know if I had more questions for you, but Orion Star, told me to tell you she said hi.
Aresta, oh, Aresta.
Yeah.
That's my girl over there. I know I still got her I still have her running. And then guys, we one thing I love about you two is that this is a community that we have friends from everywhere across the globe, across the nation, and we gotta support one another. I have her running on the end. So guys, if we are on live or video, what we can do, we can always open another tab, and then we just keep that person running just to support them, support one another, and have a great network here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh, I gotta tell you a story.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I was in high school. So the kids, okay, so the school that I went to, it was all, there wasn't no African American there. And the kids that were there, they was like so I don't blame them too. And they used to come up to me and they used to say, "Oh my God, do you guys live in a tree?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "Do you guys live in a tree?" And I'm like, "No, I don't live in a tree." So what I did was, I had some movie we did, like I did a project on Africa, and I told her, I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I don't live in a tree. We have horses in Liberia. We have cars and everything." And they were looking at me like, "What? Are you sure?" So I told them, I said, sometimes, a lot of the times, I told them, I said, "I think you guys are watching a lot of Discovery Channel." That's what I. But what I did was, so I went home, and I did a project about Liberia, and I took videos and movies, and I went to my school and showed them and try to educate them that Africa is not as remote as people think it is. There is places that, I mean, everywhere, even when you go to I mean, like here or everywhere in the world, there is certain places, certain cities, you have that remote area in there. But Africa is not as, I noticed that people show the remote, especially the Discovery Channel, they show the remote place of Africa. So the kids back then saw Africa as, what they've seen on Discovery Channel. So I was trying to educate them. I said, "No, I don't live in a." I'm like, "I don't live in a tree." I-
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like yeah. If you look at like the Seventh John, they think you believe in Africans live in trees and mud huts.
I know. You know that there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's true that some of the Africans, some of them do.
Yeah.
It's, man, they got some beautiful places in Africa. It's unbelievable. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of places in Africa that they don't see. They don't show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen like pictures of some of the places, and I kind of heard this about like about like a lot of Africans. A lot of Africans will be for the most part from Africans different countries will be cool with each other except with Nigerians. Is that some truth to that or?
so the stereotype, every group. have their own stereotype. You know that
Yeah.
when I see the Nigerians, they are good people. They just trying to do like there's someone that every like I said every culture have this group of people that would just kind of ruin it. It's like one spot
Yeah.
ruin the whole tree. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are good people. They have some bad stereotype. I know I saw the documentary on CNN one time about this guy went to Nigeria, and somebody told him that they were giving him some kind of cash or to I think to wash a diamond or something. I can't remember exactly that, but he got tricked, you know, into that. But I mean, like I said, everywhere have their own, people that do some stuff. Not just Nigerians alone; it's everywhere. But people have their own stereotype of different culture and different tribes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just kind of heard that, but yeah, it's like I guess like just people are different because I know in some areas of Africa, they're like civil wars going on. Then in some parts that don't really have that,
Right. And
and I
Nigeria is the biggest country in Africa, and they are well developed. Nigeria, Ghana, they are very well developed. And Togo and what else? So, I mean, Kenya. I mean, there's a few, a lot of country in Africa that are very very well developed and very very marvelous places that even people from here are actually moving back there.
was Liberia very well developed, or was it still a developing country?
Yeah, Liberia was developed. The free slave that came from America when they went to Liberia, they helped develop Liberia. Liberia was developed very very well back then. Even Liberia was developed to a point that they gave Liberia a nickname, calling Liberia a small America, because we have a lot of culture. Like I said, a lot of
Hmm.
the free slave from here went there to move there, and they brought the culture with them. So they developed the country very, very well. Liberia was doing very well before we have the civil war in my country that kind of destroy a lot of stuff. Now we have to try to rebuild. I mean, then it's getting there. The little by little, but it's picking up. But there was a lot of damage that took place during the Civil War.
So the Civil War still going on, or is it over like now?
Yeah, it's over now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over now. Yeah.
Yes, I never heard Liberian being called a smart America. Like,
Yeah.
guess they didn't want us here in America to know that.
Yeah, we had I remember back in the day we had Clinton, some of the presidents actually visited Liberia. Clinton. Who else went there? Bush. Oh, actually President Bush, you know, um helped to stop the civil war in Liberia. Yeah, kind
Oh,
of.
really? Which one? Which one? Like senior or junior?
The junior Bush, because okay, so the guy that took over, and killed Dole, the president, his name is Charles Taylor, and he was doing a lot of, even when he took over as the president, he was doing a lot of stuff over there. So Bush kind of gave him like a ultimatum, like, oh, you have like 28 hours to step down, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, but I mean, like I said, we had American embassy in Liberia, and that were really helping, and then the Red Cross too. I mean, we are pretty much connected to the U.S. more than most of our other countries.
Wow, I mean, it's like all the stuff that people say about Bush, they never mentioned that he helped help
And the
free
war.
Liberia. Yeah, he
I
helped in the war.
know, I know. You know, I noticed that the media here like to talk about all the negative stuff.
Yeah, they do like to do that.
Yeah. A lot of the times they talk about all the stuff, the bad stuff. They don't. A lot of times they don't talk about the good stuff. Like a lot of people, the changes that people are doing in the communities and those kids that are, they don't show these things, and that's pretty sad.
So did you ever go back to Liberia to visit or?
Oh, I haven't went back yet, but I planning on going next year. The reason why I was afraid to go to Liberia because during the Civil War, like I said, I was the president and I had the same tribe, and during the Civil War, they have our name, we have our whole family name to be on the list to get killed, So sometimes you're like, oh my God, is some people, you still have that fear, thinking that, oh, no, although the war is over, but do people still thinking that way? But I haven't, my parents have been back, so now I'm more comfortable. My sister have been back, now I'm more comfortable. And also, I'm a believer now, so I'm like, God got my back. So I'm thinking that maybe next year, somewhere next year, maybe during the Christmas season, I might go back and just to see the place and just to go back and see what have you know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder, do you worry about like I wonder if people worry about if about the U.S. like being so involved in Liberia that like they worry that like maybe they taking over it and and kind of like limit what they do, like kind of put people in to have like a figurehead, like a puppet, president or something like that, someone only there to push whatever agenda the U.S. wants to put.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, it's there's a lot of stuff that, and and Liberia is rich. I think the main thing that I see that they were really interested in Liberia is rich with diamond and rubber, and
Yeah.
yeah, the rich with diamond. Oh, let me tell you so. A long time ago, my dad told
Mhm.
me, he said his great grandfather told him the story, right? So they were in the village one time, and the little boys, they would go down the river and they would take stones. You know how like when you take stones and you throw it over the river and then you see it skipping, you know. And so one time they were throwing stones, but those stones that they were throwing were very shiny. They were throwing diamonds, and they thought I was, with. I mean, they did not know at that time it was diamonds. So we have few of the Europeans that discovered that there was a lot of diamonds in Liberia. So what they did was, so they went to this village. And here you have all the kids taking stones, the shining stones they don't know from this river, and just throwing it. So they came with a lot of kidneys and a lot of toys and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, we can train you guys for this, you know." Yeah, it's kind of sad, but yeah, they're like, "Oh yeah, but they did not tell the people that it was diamond, or they did not tell the people, they were coming to build and try to get the stones, and so so my grandfather said it took about a couple of years, I think couple of years or so, and they all came with the machines, taking all the stones. So the chief, we call them the chief, the town chief. So they figured that out. They said, you know what? If they are giving us our kids toys and candy and stuff, there is something valuable in this stone. So apparently, one of the guys, got closer to one of the girls, one of the lady in town, and I think he fell in love with the Liberian lady. So he told her the secret and why they were there, and how the stones, it was diamonds, and how these diamonds, when you when you go back to England or America, they make a lot of money out of the stones. So now, the young lady went to the chief and told the chiefs. He said, "Oh, this is what they're doing. The stone is very valuable. They're making money out of us. These are all they call it the diamonds. It's not just a regular stone, but it's diamonds." So now the chief went to them and said that you guys cannot take our stones away, because these are our stones. If you guys gonna take the stones away, that means you guys have to share. If you guys gonna get the money, or you guys have to buy the stones from us. So they say, "Oh, okay." You know, they wasn't giving them much at that time. Or just a penny and change. So, I mean, back then it seems to it's a lot of money for the people in Liberia. So that's how they will come in and then take the diamonds, and they'll give them a little bit, of money here and there. But then in the 1980s, the villagers, they said, "Oh no, we're not gonna allow them to take our stones and our diamonds, and other things." So they drove them out. They drove them out, and they wasn't happy about it at all. They was trying to, create some animosity and stuff like that. It took them a while for them to get rid of them, but then
For them to get rid of who?
it took the Europeans. So
Okay.
yeah, they were trying to get. They said, you guys have to. You guys been making a lot of money out of us. You guys been making a lot of money. So it's time for you guys to go, and we'll keep our stones. We'll keep our stones, and we'll try to develop our villages. We'll try to develop our cities with the stones that we have. Since we know the value of this stone, we're gonna dig this stone ourselves, and try to make our own money out of there. To
Okay. Now,
yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Okay. I was like saying like now that you mentioned like the that was something like that I've heard about like children being forced to work in mines and and dig
Yeah.
up the diamonds which they call like blood diamonds.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you watched the movie. There was a movie that was a couple years ago called the Blood. Is it a Blood Diamond or something like that?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, it's a real story. People are actually, yeah, it's a real story. Those stuff happen, and even Super Dad, he was one of those kids that used to work when he was, I think he was eight at that time, and he used to work in the mines, to go and dig diamonds, and also golds. We have a lot of Liberia have a lot of golds as well. So they'll have these kids go in there and uh, go and dig some golds and diamonds. And sometimes they will just pay them nothing, but sometimes they will just give them food, and then yeah,
Uh,
but people got smarter. It's like if you, especially if you don't know something that is valuable to you, and you realize that this is very valuable, and you be like, oh my god. But then people, yeah, it's a crazy business. But now, things are getting much better now. It's much peaceful now. And the whole diamond thing, we have a couple of locals and couple of Liberians that have their own stores that sell diamonds and golds and all that stuff.
So they do that like without like having to force children to actually, dig the diamonds.
Right. So now,
Okay.
yeah. So now when you wanna go dig down, they pay. If you want to do that, they pay. They don't force them to do that anymore.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So like now, talking about like children being forced to, to do diamonds. I mean, of course, there's like, been movies and certain things talk about like, child soldiers, children being forced
Oh yeah,
to be soldiers and all that. So
yeah.
do
It,
you
it happened. It happened during the Civil War. Hmm.
so it happened even where you at in Liberia?
Yeah, it happened in Liberia. Yeah, a couple of children soldiers. Yes, yes. The war was ready. Even when I think you two have a documentary about Liberia, about the civil war in Liberia, and you can see a couple of kids in the video carrying guns and stuff like
Wow.
force. Kids were forced to fight, and I mean that the war was just so brutal.
Wow.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I know you were able to get out of it. Like, did they, were anybody coming after you like when you were getting away, or did you happen to get away before anybody even came at you?
Yeah. So what happened is that the mission. So my dad were adopted by the missionaries. So when the rumors of war were coming, so let's say I'm a U.S. citizen and I go to Liberia now. I have to register to Liberia and say, I'm a U.S. citizen and how long I'm going to be here. And then that would give the U.S. government an idea of how many citizens are in our country. So what happened was that when the rumors of war were coming, and I think they knew, I think that they knew a lot of them. So when the rumors of war were coming, we have a lot of people that from here started leaving. They were, because I think that they told them to evacuate. This is what we heard. They told them to evacuate the country, but do it in a way that the citizens of that country will not be panicking or something like that. So people were just kind of randomly just leaving, you know. So I call him my grandpa. So my grandpa at the time, the missionary at that time, told my dad said there was a war. He said we are leaving to go to the States, and he said there is a war coming. He said there's a rumors of war. So the U.S. government is telling the citizen to leave. So what you need to do, take your family and go to the next country. So the next country was Seven. Seven is the next country. So they told him, they said, go and take your kids. There's a war. It's going to be bad. So my dad came home and he said, but you have to be kind of quiet about it because, they don't want for others to say anything and they don't want for to scare everybody and they don't want for chaos to go on. So, so my dad, my dad went around to his friends and told his friend and told our neighbors, that get out of here. There's war coming. I'm taking my family. Get out of here. And they were laughing. They said, "Oh, there is no war. It's just a rumors. Everybody is leaving." But okay, so it's a different thing when you see a rumors, and actually, especially when you are a U.S. when you're from the U.S. If you see a U.S. citizen leaving your country and telling you there is a war coming, you better believe it. You really have to believe that because they get all the informations and a lot of stuff they know, compared to we that were in the city. So my dad went around. He was telling Eric, he said, please get up. I remember he went to one of his best friends. He said, please, please. He said, just get all the kids and take them to the other country. And so he was laughed at. They said, oh, he was afraid. It was just a rumors and stuff like that. So my dad took us. He took us. He grabbed. everybody except for my older sister. She was kind of, she said, "Oh, Dad, you just." She was like, you know, it's just a rumors, Dad. She said, "I'm just gonna leave here. I'm just gonna watch the house, Dad. If anything, I'm gonna join you guys, but I don't think there is no war coming." So I mean, she was very convinced, and people, around us, our neighbors, and people, they were very convinced that there was no war. So I remember my dad, friend. So when the war came, so my dad he took her out of there. So when the war broke out, and his friend met us at Serenue. It's another country, and he was weeping, and he was telling, he said, "Oh, I sure I listened to you now. I have lost my kids. I don't know where they are. Some of them are been killed. I sure I listened to you." And he was, so a lot of people took him for granted, and a lot of people regretted it that they didn't leave. Our neighbors and our family, our friends. You know, they regretted why they didn't leave at that time, because when the war came, it was very hard for you to leave the country. You know, it was very very hard at that time. So Super Dad, he really experienced the war. He wrote a book too. Guys, it's on Amazon. What's the book name again? Guys, I forgot. I was trying to, a long time ago. I think it's like, oh, I can't remember the name of the book.
Well. If you do remember, when the stream comes back up, just post in the comment section.
Okay,
I'll pin it on there.
okay, yeah. The book is very good. I even told my boys. I told them to, when they turn 18, before they can read a book. He so when he came here, he was having a lot of nightmares and a lot of stuff that were going on from the things that took place. So one day I just told him, I said, just write them down. Wherever you see when you was a child, just keep writing it. And he got on the computer, guys, and he never let go. I mean, he wrote a whole book. Everything is very, the book is very, yeah, it's one of a kind. Yeah, it's one of a kind. I would get the, oh, In a Shadow of Death. In a Shadow of
Shadow.
Death. Yeah, that's the name. By Hans Chipley. It's on Amazon. In a Shadow
Okay.
of Death. By,
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll find it and put it on there, cause
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, if I had interviewed you, wouldn't know that, and I guess yes, my audience would know that. So
I
that's
know, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
So, I mean, did it become a bestseller, or was just out there?
you know, we actually did not really publicize it. When it first came out in Michigan, our friends and a lot of people were like, "You guys got to do something about this. You got to promote you got to promote this book." And some people were saying that, maybe one day they might. I mean, we have some people that were doing the book club that read a book, and they didn't believe it that the author lived in Michigan. So they did a little, at the library. They have a little stand, and they have his book in there, and so. But we actually did not, you know, like kind of publicize it. That is, But I know if he does, it probably gonna be on the bestseller list, because everyone that read the book, it said how, you know good, and they were asking, they wanted to meet the kid, they wanted to meet the guy that the story, yeah. But guys, he he went he really experienced the war. He lived it, he saw it, he ran it, I mean everything. So he put all those experience and everything. Some part of the book is very hard to read. That's why I told the boys, I said that I don't want for them to read until until the 18. But it's a good book. If we can actually try to put it out there more, or I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. God, yeah. I feel like that would have been a a bestseller because people would have really wanted to know like what really happened there.
yeah. Hmm.
Especially if it's like all like experiences of what happened like in a civil war, especially some that people knew about before and put it out there.
I know. Yeah, yeah. It's not even the publisher was like, you guys gotta do more about this. The publisher were pretty excited about the book, but you know how like if you want to, if you and one of the things too that were kind of stopping us from going forward with it is, everybody want money, and like, oh, I can help you, but you think they're gonna help you for free, but they need that,
Nah, yeah, yeah,
and it's like we don't have that money.
yeah, that's America. There, yeah, you be lucky to have somebody do it out of the good as their heart.
Right, right. You can have people, but we have a few clubs, book clubs. That was a pretty nice event. There's a few book clubs that read his book, and some of these guys posted on their Facebook pages and stuff like that. He wrote a book that was what year is it? That was 5 to 6 years ago.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So I mean, I know you said like there was like different tribes war with each other. What was like the cause of like that particular tribe that like that started like the civil war? Like what was their reason for even just coming after people in your tribe?
Oh, the guy that saying said that if a if a guy become a president, and when he from a certain tribe, that tribe enjoyed more of the wealth of the country. That's what they believe, but we did not enjoy no wealth where he was. But that's what people believe. They have that mindset that because the president was crowned, and so they have that animosity. It's just so crazy how people think that way. But they have that animosity that, oh yeah, the crown people are doing good. They are eating all the money, and he's spending a lot of money on them and stuff. So the guy that was trying to overtake them, he created that hatred for the president and for the tribe. You know, so yeah, here he is trying to have this bunch of guys and bunch of kids trying to take over the country, but he have them programmed in their head, in their mind, saying that they have to get rid of, you know, they gotta get rid of the crown tribe, and so that's what it did. That's what it did, and so at one point, if you let's say you're running away from the wall, and you come to this uh, checkpoint, they will ask you, and some people ask, "Are you crying?" And sometimes your neighbors will point. Man, the wall was so sad. Sometimes you will have people that don't like you to say, "Yeah, the person is crying," and then the person will get killed just for nothing. And
Wow.
yeah, it was just bad. Yeah, it was a war that fought for about almost 16 years. That war was going on for a very long time.
So pretty much people thought that your tribe had like all this privilege because like a person from your tribe became president.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's what it. Yeah, that's
That's
what they believe. And most of the and I kind of see where they were coming from too, because a lot of the army people were from my tribe, because he surrounded himself. So the president at that time surrounded himself with all his tribe men, and it always happened like that. If you have a new president come in, and they will try to bring all his buddies, get basically. people that he grew up with. A lot of the people, speak the same tribes as he. So the army people, a lot of the army people that they were fighting against, a lot of them were from my tribe. So I can see why they would say, oh, Crown have the more upper hand, but at the end of the day, we did not see any benefit for. I know my uncle was in the army, and I remember as a little girl, he used to come over, for visit and everything, and he would try to bring some stuff at the house, like food or whatever. But so they felt that the president was using all his money on his tribe, and he only cared for his tribe. That there was just a lot of stuff going on at that time.
So what's that you mentioned the army, but like, so was the army made of different tribes, or or like one tribe?
Yeah,
How that work?
yeah. So the army. So when you want to join it, we have a couple of few tribes at that time when he was in power, but majority of the army was people from my tribe, because like I said, when they take over, when you become a president of a country, you want to hire your countrymen. You want to hire somebody that you guys speak the same language, or you also want to have people that surround, that you really trusted to be around you. hmm So
Okay.
few we have few people in the army from another tribe, but majority of them was uh was people from my tribe.
Okay.
hmm
Well, I mean, I guess I probably ask no questions, and it's been over an hour, so I mean, I guess I've taken up another time. Probably still have more questions, but yeah, but I'm gonna try to end it here, so people can actually actually want to watch it. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
people got short attention span, so
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
They come
So
in and
you have
out.
any? Huh?
I said I know they come in and out when doing live. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So you have any like final words, anything like that for in the stream?
Oh my yeah, my final word would be that, just as human, we just have to, love one another, and we have to be, very thankful for what we have. Whether is a little thing or a big thing. And I just pray that, that we will all unite. I know a lot of stuff is going on there, but if we like I always say, we are brothers and sisters from the same bloodline, and so we have to work together, love one another. You know, yeah, people might disagree with one another, but at the end of the day, if you look at it, we are all family. So be true to who you are and be the best that you can be.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll have you on the stream, probably a panel. I'll probably if I decide to do it, I'll email you ahead of time to see what if you're available to do it or not, and if you are, it's cool, great, and if not, maybe another time.
That sounds
But
good.
yeah, it was good having you on here, and learned a lot about you and your country.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so with this stream, I'll see about shout out to Jadis uh just as Sean Orion Star.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll with that I'll end the stream, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. You have a blessed night.
All right, too.
Bye bye, guys. Mhm.